Ji-yoon's new synopsis read, "In the near future, I will be running a publishing agency that sells to domestic and overseas publishers the rights to manuscripts written by Korean authors. Competent writers will receive support from this agency at every step of the way, from coming up with an idea to actually writing the manuscript. My main duty will be to communicate with domestic and foreign publishers and sell to them the publishing rights to those manuscripts. I will get added value when publishers compete with one another for the rights to sell in their respective language, allowing me to get the highest possible offers. While writers are completing their manuscripts, they will be told at what price their manuscripts were sold. I will expand the publishing market for K-books by expanding into K-pop and K-drama." Of course, I could have racked my brain to find solutions for her, but I don't know anything about the publishing industry. Besides, I have always believed that when it comes to your own problems, you only get useful answers when you solve those problems yourself. So the next day, I called Ji-yoon into my office, and together we reviewed her synopsis, running it through the 4 formulas. I asked questions, and she answered them. What do you think the answer would be if you applied the on-tact formula to your publishing agency business model? I asked. She answered, "Well, it will be difficult, but I think it will be possible if I add digital communication tools to it." "Have you thought about how?" I challenged her. Ji-yoon responded, "A publishing agency's ability to compete depends on how good its content is. To appeal to potential buyers without meeting them, I should create an open platform where I can disclose which project I am working on, with which writer, and where people can get access to the platform by signing up for a subscription service." "Yes, that sounds good. Have you ever thought about the digital transformation formula?" I asked. "No, that was the hardest part. I'm good at producing paper books, but I don't have much experience with digital," she said. The managing director of our company, Jenny, was quietly listening to our conversation, and at this point she joined our conversation and said, "I read a report about a publishing company in Britain, and according to the report, this company is releasing one bestseller after another. It turns out that this company has a website where aspiring writers are free to post any of their writings, and the company analyzes readers' response to them. Based on these responses, the company picks the ones that are most likely to become the next bestsellers. I checked out their website to see how it worked, and I thought that we could easily follow the same model. If we just run a big data crawling program, we can have the same system in just a day. What if we use this approach as a benchmark?" Jenny and I could understand how it worked because at that time we were learning Python from a big data expert. But to Ji-yoon, it probably sounded like Greek. That's how I felt in the beginning. However, Ji-yoon asked a few questions and quickly comprehended what Jenny was talking about. She said, "So it's like using the information you collect from readers' social media to create big data, which helps you find the keywords that are trending in the publishing industry, isn't it? I see how you can collect accurate information faster by running the program than by relying on an editor. And I can tell that the findings would be relayed to writers to assist them in developing their work. It sounds like a great idea." To pass your scenario through the digital filter, it is critical that you yourself understand digital technology. You don't necessarily have to learn it, but just knowing what kind of digital technology are out there and available can enable you to come up with ideas and figure out how to apply them in your business. The more your business belongs to traditional industry groups, the more it is critical to study digital technology. I asked Ji-yoon, "If you start your own business, you literally become an independent worker. What do you think you will need most when that happens?" She said, Getting investors would be the key to success, don't you think? I have a few people around me who have expressed interest in my business, but you never know what will actually happen. I think that it might help if I studied the startup ecosystem and also made personal connections with venture capitalists. And I think that I need collaboration tools or messenger tools to ensure smooth communication with publishers and publishing agencies overseas. I should start learning how to use collaboration tools that are most widely used in other countries. Going forward, it will be difficult to make your business appeal to customers unless your product or service can make it past the safety filter. I've met numerous editors working for many publishing companies, but never have I seen an editor as smart as Ji-yoon. Nevertheless, there is a subject with which even a smart editor like her must struggle to come to terms: safety.